is going on, YouTube? Shane here again for another Corvette video. I'm here in Northern California as always. Beautiful out as usual, 74, a little overcast, but nice and sunny still. I had the day off today because I had to get a filling fixed at the dentist, so my left side of the face is still kind of numb. So bear with me. So today in this video, I wanted to talk about things that I love about my Corvette. I just posted a video recently about things I hated, so I figured it's only due that I do a video about things that I love about the Corvette, and there are a lot of things. So let's start with the first one. So the first thing that I love about this car is something that I've never had before, and that's torque. This is the LS2 in this Corvette, so it's got 400 foot-pounds of torque at the crank, and it's just kind of mind-boggling. If you've never driven a car or been in a car with a lot of torque, I've always had like street bikes where you have to get up to, you know, 12, 13,000 RPM to get any power. And then same, I had a couple Civics before, or Hondas, four cylinders in general. You kind of got to wring them out to get any power and to be pushed back in your seat. But with the Corvette, it doesn't matter what gear you're in, whether you're in 6th gear on the highway or just kind of, you know, tooting around town in, you know, 4th or 5th gear or whatever gear. The second you get on that gas, you get pushed back in your seat. I mean, it doesn't matter what rev range you're at. I recently took my friend who has S2000 in my Corvette, and he couldn't believe that, you know, at such a low RPM, you'd still get pushed back in your seat when you got on the gas. And it's just something that's really unique to driving a V8. And it's awesome. It's so awesome just to be able to get on it. You get pushed back in your seat. It's a great feeling. And about 2 months ago, I went on a pretty fun canyon drive, and I ended up staying in 3rd gear pretty much the whole time. I could have, you know, shifted down to 2nd and maybe even first for some really tight corners, but it just wasn't needed. That torque really delivers, and it's just nice. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So that kind of rolls over into my second point that I love about this car, and that's the performance per dollar ratio. You're getting an astronomical amount of performance out of this car, especially for the dollar figure. This is a 2006. It's got the Z51 package, target top as you can see. 6-speed manual. It had 92,000 miles, and I paid $17,500 for it. I thought that was a really good deal, especially for the other Corvettes that were going on Craigslist. And as a lot of people say, this car's competing with cars that are 2, 3, 4 times as expensive as this. And this is just, you know, the base model essentially. This isn't even the Z06. And this thing it's fast and it's extremely capable. And I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get to the track in a couple months and just, you know, lap some Porsches, or, you know, maybe someone will be out there with a GTR. God, I hope I can pass a GTR. But really, just the performance per dollar ratio is just crazy. You really get a lot of performance for, you know, a relatively small amount of money. $17,500 might be a lot to some people, but at the end of the day, it's really not that much money, and it's honestly a car that anyone could achieve as far as being able to purchase. So that's definitely my second reason why I love this car. All right, so let's see, the third reason that I love this car. And it's not the coolest reason, but it's something that I really like. And that's that even with the V8, 400 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, this thing actually gets decent gas mileage. Now, around town, I'm getting probably about 19 miles to the gallon when I'm putt-putting around, but I can easily drop that to the low teens if I'm really getting on it. it's funny because my friend, one of my buddies who I was just talking about earlier, he's got an S2000. Anyways, he was telling me about the miles per gallon figures, and it was funny because my Corvette's actually getting better miles per gallon on the highway. In the city, I don't think so. I think he was getting like low 20s. I'm getting better gas mileage than him on the highway, and that's something that I just find pretty funny, because I know a lot of people are, oh, get a 4-cylinder, you know, it's gonna save you so much money in gas and yada yada yada. But when it really comes to performance cars, this thing's getting better gas mileage. You know, a 6-liter V8 is getting better gas mileage than a 2.2-liter 4-banger. Now, obviously, you're not going to get good gas mileage when you do something like that, when you just pin it. But I just think that's, I really like that about the car. Whoops, lost something there. It's a cool thing about the car. You still get good gas mileage. I know some people are reporting over 30 on the forums, depending on what gear ratio your car came with. The fourth thing that I love about this car is that it is a proper sports car. It takes it back to what a sports car is. It's a 2-door, 2-seater, big engine, and a lot of, you know, a lot of power and a lot of performance. And the thing that I really like about the Corvette is that when you get in the car, it's nice and low. You know, the seats are decent. I think these are the sport seats, so they got a decent amount of bolstering, but it feels like a proper sports car when you get in it. When you sit down, when you're driving it, it just feels like a sports car. And there's a lot of cars out there nowadays that people are driving, that they tune up, but at the end of the day, they're not like a true sports car. And I'm not hating on them by any means. Anyone can have whatever car they want. But it's just nice to get in this car and know that I'm driving like a real sports car, and it feels nice. And just even little things, like I was driving by the high school the other day, and there's kids like yelling out "nice car," and it's like, I think my Corvette's a nice car, but you know, I'm never gonna you know, boost about it, saying how great a car, or just saying like, oh, look at me, I'm driving a Corvette. But you know, there's actually kids like recognizing like, hey, that's a Corvette, you know, it's a cool car, and it's kind of a cool feeling that people, I guess, recognize like, hey, that's a sports car, it's a Corvette, that's a nice car. So that's kind of a cool feature about this car that I didn't really think about before, but it's pretty awesome. All right, so the next thing that I love about this car, and it's something that's going on right now, is the target top. For those of you who aren't familiar, the target top is the centerpiece. It goes obviously between the A-pillar and the B-pillar. And when you want to take it off like I'm doing right now, you pop the rear and you can fit it nice inside the back, and it kind of like clicks in. So you can even go on, like, I had it in the back when I was going on a canyon run, and it's totally fine back there. It doesn't move around one bit. But the reason I like it the most is that I like the look of a hardtop. I'm not a fan of a ragtop personally. Some cars look all right, but I like the look of a hardtop. But I like it even more when you can take the top off and throw it in the back, especially on nice days like this. Like I said, guys, I'm in Northern California. It gets hot here in the summertime, so you know, we have 8 months out of the year where it's weather that I can take the target top off and cruise around like this. And it's really nice to have a car that I can do that with. The other great thing about the target top as well is that it doesn't take much time to take it off and put it in the back. And it's funny because I actually raced my mom. She has a BMW 335i. It's a hardtop convertible. And we actually raced from start to finish. We were both in our cars sitting right next to each other. And you know, 1, 2, 3, we started. she, you know, pressed the button, everything's going automatically, and there's 2 clips in the front, 1 in the rear, get out of the car, pop the top off. Obviously you're supposed to pop the trunk too. Pop the trunk, get it open, and put it in the back, close it. I actually was faster at taking the target top off and putting it away and back in my seat. I was faster than her hard top, you know, because it's got to lift the trunk up backwards and do all this crazy shenanigan stuff, and I actually beat her, and I thought that was like really funny that I could take mine off faster. Now I was rushing and I was going fast, so normally I wouldn't go that fast, but it was just to prove a point that, hey, I can take my target top off faster. So that was kind of a cool thing. Alrighty, so the last thing that I love about this car is the heads-up display. So for those of you that don't know, the heads-up display is kind of projected on the windshield just above the steering wheel and then kind of just above the hood. It doesn't get in your way, and if it does get in your way, you can turn it off, but I think it's a really cool feature. I have it in like track 2 mode for as far as like what I wanted to display. So it has the RPM gauge up top, the miles per hour in the middle. I have it as the setting on oil pressure on the side, and then it's got the G's, the lateral G's. So it's a really cool feature. I don't use it the most around town, and I honestly think it's because I'm so used to looking at just the regular tack. But I'm really thinking when I do my first track day that it's really going to come in handy, because you don't have to take your eyes off the road. You can glance down and even use your peripherals to look at the car. I had my mom drive it too. She really liked it, and it's just nice. It honestly keeps you more aware too, especially if you're trying not to speed or something like that. Alright guys, that was the 6 reasons why I love my C6 Corvette. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. I have a whole bunch on motorcycling and cars and just anything with engine. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be uploading a lot more now that I'm not so busy with school. So, yeah, take it easy, guys. Enjoy the weekend coming up. Peace.